just want to be a Premier League manager. That's not my ambition. I want to make sure that I'm successful and that, or relatively successful at the level. So look, very proud moment, and as I said in recent press there, it would have been easy for me not to take the game today, you know, because I've come in, I've only had one day to work with them, but that's not my character, that's not my style. I wanted to get in amongst it regardless of opposition. You know, I wasn't there to get autographs or anything. I was there because I wanted to learn about my team, and learn about players, learn about myself, my staff, everything on one of the most toughest stages you can start. So look, I'm proud to be a manager, proud to be a Premier League manager, proud to have taken this game today. But you know, I've learned a lot today, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, you mentioned the opposition there. Really couldn't have been much tougher at start. What were your thoughts on the game?
I thought we were really passive first half. I thought for the first 15-20 minutes, fine, no real issue. Conceded a really poor goal in terms of, you know, we've got to be better than that from set play. Albeit we scored from a wonderful delivery. But then I felt we were really passive, and I felt we were just waiting for the inevitable to happen, and that's not a teams that I have. We go after teams where, you know, we punch above our weight, and today for 30 minutes we didn't do that. The goal for half time killed us, because 3-1 then it's very difficult to peg, you know, Liverpool back. But second half, really proud of how they reacted, really proud of the performance, how they went about it, young players, game changers that we brought on. And to be fair, you know, Alisson's made 3 absolute wonderful saves to deny us, and that's the story of the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, the reason this club's in the bottom 3 is, you know, largely missed chances, but today Alisson, great goal, as you mentioned, could have had 2 or 3 easily.
Well, look, I'm not sure it's quite that they've missed chances. You know, we've only kept 1 clean sheet as a club, and that can't happen. You keep clean sheets, you win games, or you get points. You guarantee yourself get points, and that's got to change. But I felt we were really passive first half. We allowed, you know, top world-class players too much space, and if you do that, then that's borderline suicide, you know, or footballing suicide, really. So that's something we'll address, something we'll work with. But as I said, I can look at all the negatives. We will work on the negatives, and we'll be better in the next game on the negatives. But the positive for me was the second half, and how we came about and how we went about our work, and that's the main thing.
Just quickly on Romeo Lavia, literally just cramped when he came off the net. Is he okay? And it's a good time for him, 5 weeks off, to build back up to that full fitness, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You've got to realise he's only 18 years old, you know, and to come and to play how he did at Anfield with that freedom and that thing, you know, it shows he's a wonderful talent. But he'll get better, because we have to work with him in and out of possession. In possession, he's wonderful. Out of possession, we need to work with him, and he needs to get better. And once he does that, then he'll be some talent. But yeah, just cramp. A few of them, you know, Belakocha has come back after shoulder problem, so he lacks the match fitness. And all these need guidance, need help, need work. And once they get that, then they'll be better for it.
Just finally for me, you any closer to know what the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks will look like for you? How you'll work with the squad, whether you'll take them away or how many games? Yeah,
we're pretty much set on what we do. I mean, first thing I'll do is try and sleep, because I've literally had a month of no sleep. I've literally 0 sleep. So I'm going to try and sleep and spend a little bit of time with my family. Then we'll be back in next week. We'll plan everything, and then we'll have just over 4 weeks to work with them before the Brighton game. We've got games arranged with a trip away, and then we'll obviously got the Carabao Cup leading us into the Brighton game. So look, it's an exciting few weeks to plan, but we have to make sure we do real stellar work, because if we do stellar work, then we'll come out stronger.
Thank you.
Hi Nathan. You said yesterday that you wanted the players to do the basics right. You said you didn't have much time with them, but just get the basics right and you'd be happy with them. Are you happy with them for that?
No, that's what we didn't do first half. You know, we conceded from a free kick because we lost headers and we were too deep on a defensive line. Then we let runners go. We, give people too much space. Didn't close the ball down and all those things. And they're the basics we didn't do. Let runners go off the back. We didn't defend the cage well enough, and all those things we didn't do well enough. And because of that, we've lost a game. As I said, second half we had a real good reaction, but we need to be better in both halves, both boxes. And if we do that, then we can start to build.
You can obviously learn things in training matches and things like that, but in an actual game, how much more have you learned about these players and about this squad?
Oh, massive amount. And I wouldn't have learned that in the stand. That's why I want to take the game today. As I said, it would have been not quite the cowardly way to do it, but probably the sceptical way. You could have looked at it and thought, Liverpool away, can I sit in the stand, get away with this one? But that's not me. I wanted to come head on, learn against one of the best sides the Premier League has seen, because Liverpool in recent years have been one of the best Premier League sides ever. So if you're going to learn, why not come here and learn?
And you mentioned Che Adams as well. He struggled for consistency in goals, but fantastic header today. How important is he going to be in his sport in getting you out of the relegation zone?
Well, every striker I've worked with scores goals at whatever level. When I've worked at Brighton and so it's not just lower leagues or Championship. When I was at Brighton, I did exactly the same, and strikers get moves. Joe, people like that got moves. Ashley Barnes, and the ones that I've had at Luton have all scored goals and have either gone on for different stuff or are still there scoring goals. So I want us to be a real fluent attacking side. I want us to be aggressive side, and I want to score goals. And Shea's going to be key to that. I thought he was excellent today. Really was excellent. And I'm pleased with his contribution.
And a nice moment with the travelling fans as well. I know the reaction to your appointment, especially the reaction to your press conference yesterday, was really positive. So how happy are you that they travelled up in their numbers and were singing all game as well?
They're going to be really key to us, because we'll build a rapport with them. But what they have to see first and foremost is a side that they can get right behind. And that's not a side that concedes 3 every week. It's not a side that's easy to beat. It's not a side that is a nearly side, a side that goes after opposition, the side that's aggressive, the side that's hard working, that really wants to entertain and score goals. And by entertain, I don't just mean tippy-tappy foot, I mean by scoring goals, because we want to score goals, we want to win games, we want points. And if we do that, then I'm sure the fans will get right behind it. But we've got a lot to prove, and we will.
Nathan, can I just ask your first half-time team talk with this group of players? I mean, what was that? What was it like? Did you feel like you were a bit restricted, or did you really just tell it to them straight? How did you approach it?
No, look, we showed them. It wasn't anything. It wasn't a rant and a rave or a hairdryer or anything. It was like, look, we are passive at the minute, and we're giving world-class players too much time and space, and then running off the back. And if you do that for another 45 minutes, it'll be a tough afternoon. So we didn't second half. We were more aggressive. We had to tweak the shape, because we felt we could get more pressure on Liverpool, and we did that. And once we did that, I thought we were much better. So tactically, we made a good tactical change, which showed that we can compete at this level tactically. But I was just disappointed with how passive we were first off, because I expected us, with the final game before the break, to just be a little bit more energetic, and we didn't show that.
Nathan, having seen you first and taking your first big charge, what would you feel is the one thing you need to address, or the most important thing to address going forward? You talked about clean sheets and maybe that.
We have to make sure we do the basics well, because if you do the basics well and defend well, then you just give yourself a platform. Give yourself a platform to win football matches and stuff, and that's what we have to do. But look, we'll reiterate the basics, we'll work, we'll evolve, we'll get better. The more time I get with them, I promise you, we'll get better. But let's not forget, this is one of the toughest places in world football to come. There's far better sides than us. They've lost here by 3-1 and more. So it's a learning curve for us, and that's it. We will get better, and that's